My friend, and as you know, wedding editor Darcy Miller is getting married this spring, and like all brides, she wants everything for her wedding to be perfect. And she should have everything perfect, especially the music. And for her, perfection lies in using timeless and romantic standards. She met up with jazz musician and singer Steve Tyrell, whose album, called A New Standard, is comprised entirely of classics. Darcy sat down with him at the place where she first heard him perform, at Feinstein's at the Regency Hotel in New York City.
Give me a kiss to build a dream on, and my imagination will thrive upon that kiss. Sweetheart, I ask no more than this, a kiss to build a dream on.
Steve, ever since Andy, my fiance, and I were here at Feinstein's and heard you sing, we ran out the next morning and bought your CD, A New Standard, and have become obsessed with this music. And I was just wondering, really, what standards are?
Well, standards are songs that have stood the test of time, that have been recorded by many different artists. Songs that mostly were written in the 30s and the 40s, some as early as the 20s, and as late as maybe the first half of the 50s. Some were written, for the artist of the time, Bing Crosby and Nat King Cole and Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong were the first people to really present the standards to us. But a lot were written for films, like The Way You Look Tonight, the first version.
Well, that's how you got into standards, right? Through the movie Father the Bride?
Absolutely, and it was just a blessing. I mean, I grew up in pop music and contemporary and R&B music, but never really sung a standard until Father the Bride. And then it just opened up a whole world to me of great songs.
When I'm alone with my fancies, I'll be with you, weaving romances and making believe they're true.
What do you think it is, though, about these songs that have been so timeless?
Well, they were written by master songwriters in an era that was romantic and sophisticated at the same time. I mean, the chord structures and the way these melodies are interwoven, and they're just fabulous. They reach every generation, you know? You go to a wedding, I'm not sure you want to have hip-hop music. Your mother might run out of the place. But
oh, no, my mom's looking forward to the hip-hop at my wedding.
Well, maybe so. That's probably at 11 o'clock when everybody's a little looser. But for me, the biggest thrill I've gotten off this album, people have come to me and said, I bought one of these for my girlfriend, and I bought one for my mother, and I bought one for my grandmother.
That was me.
Yeah. Which is fabulous.
I don't believe in fretting and grieving. Why mess around with strife? I never was cut out to step and strut out. Give me the simple life.
What inspired you to make this album?
I started thinking about making an album of standards, and I realized that some of the musicians were still around, and I could possibly have them come on my album and do guest solos. Right. And that's exactly what we did. So
who is on your album?
Well, Harry Sweets Edison, who started with Billie Holiday and played with Frank Sinatra. He was the most featured soloist with Frank Sinatra. He was in the Count Basie band. On my version of World on a String, Harry Sweets Edison plays the solo. Same guy. Clark Terry, who was the lead trumpeter with the Duke Ellington Orchestra. On my album, I do Don't Get Around Much Anymore, which was written by Duke, And Clark Terry plays the solo, and he played that song the first time it was ever played, when Duke handed him the music. And several other, Plaz Johnson, who played with Nat King Cole, plays on The Very Thought of You. So my album, when you really get into it, has these wonderful national treasures that were gracious enough and come share their talent with me on my album. And we've since become great friends.
Life could be thrilling with one who's willing to be a farmer's wife. Kids calling me pappy would sure make me happy. Give me the simple life.